Welcome to the deep dive. So, today we're tackling a fresh set of rules coming out of Indonesia. Peraturan Presiden Nomor 36 Tahun 2025.
That's right. Think of it as a pretty significant update on how the country handles procurement. It builds on regulations from 2018 and 2021.
And we've got the official document, the side-by-side comparison.
We do, yeah. And our goal here is really to pull out the most important changes, how Indonesia buys everything from, well, paper clips to major infrastructure.
Okay, so let's start with who. Who exactly is playing by these new rules? Has the field gotten bigger?
It definitely has. For the very first time, village governments, using their village budget, the APB jasa, they're explicitly included.
Wow, okay. That wasn't the case before.
No, it wasn't. So that brings a whole chunk of public spending under these regs. They've also added a clearer definition for other institutions.
Other institutions?
Yeah, entities beyond the usual ministries and regional governments that use state funds. And even the definition of other personnel involved in procurement is wider now.
Yes.
It brings in military personnel, police officers, certain civil servants who were previously excluded. It suggests a more unified oversight, I think.
Sounds like a much wider net. Now, are there new priorities showing up in the definitions themselves? Anything getting special attention?
Definitely. You can really see a push towards national economic development and sustainability. They've actually added definitions for local product and environmentally friendly product. That signals a stronger focus there.
Right. Makes sense.
And the definition for blacklist sanctions seems tougher. It explicitly says it applies across all government levels and these other institutions. So consequences seem more serious.
Okay.
Oh, and sustainable procurement. That definition's brought in too. It now includes good corporate governance and extends out to those other institutions and village governments as well. Kind of a holistic view of spending.
So using procurement for bigger goals, let's talk mechanics. How does the buying actually happen? Any changes to the marketplaces or, the purchasing process?
Yeah, couple of things. E-marketplace is now technically Loka Pasar e-marketplace, pengadaan barang jasa. It mostly just clarifies its specific procurement function.
Okay.
But maybe more importantly, e-purchasing is defined more clearly. It specifically mentions buying from businesses or self-managing entities through electronic catalogs, points towards more reliance on digital systems.
Streamlining the digital side then.
Yeah.
What about limits? Direct purchasing limits. Can they buy more now without a full bidding process?
Well, for regular goods and other services, the threshold, it stays at Rp 200 million.
Okay.
But they've introduced a new category just for construction work that has a higher direct procurement threshold, Rp 400 million.
So maybe faster for smaller construction jobs.
Could be, yeah. And interestingly, the head of an agency, the PA, they now explicitly have authority to adjust procedures if there's a legal gap or things just grind to a halt.
Flexibility. But could that be tricky?
It could be, yeah. Offers flexibility, sure, but you wonder about consistency. Right?
True. Now, you mentioned something about procurement officials, PPKs, needing certification. What's that about?
Yeah, this is pretty key for professionalization. PPKs now need a competency certificate that actually matches the kind of work they do.
Right.
And ministries and agencies, they have to make action plans to ensure they actually have enough certified people. It's about making sure folks spending public money have the right skills.
Makes sense. Raising the bar on expertise. What about supporting local businesses? That seemed to be a theme.
Oh, it's a huge focus. Technical specs now must prioritize local products, things with SNI certification, Indonesian standards, and products from micro, small, and cooperative businesses, plus those environmentally friendly options.
And there was that figure.
Yes. Crucially, PPKs are now obligated, it's a requirement, to allocate at least 40% of their goods and services budget to local, micro, small, and cooperative products.
40%? That's significant.
It really is. A big potential boost for domestic industry, though ensuring capacity and quality will be, the next step.
Definitely. Any new ways contracts are being structured? Different types?
Yep. Performance-based contracts can now be used for all types of procurement. Focuses on the outcome, not just ticking boxes.
Okay.
And they've introduced modified turnkey contracts for construction and integrated projects, might streamline bigger stuff, and the rules for advance payments revised.
How so?
They're categorized now. Based on contract value and business type, different rules for MSMEs versus non-MSMEs, consultants, multi-year deals, seems aimed at helping smaller businesses with cash flow.
Right. Trying to level the field a bit. And the e-procurement push. Still strong.
Absolutely. Using the transactional features in the SPSE system, the electronic platform, that's mandatory now for certain methods. Doing the actual bidding, signing online.
Okay, mandatory.
And e-purchasing is mandatory too if the stuff's available in the e-catalog. There are exceptions based on the PPK's assessment and LKPP rules, but the direction is clear. Digital first. Efficiency, transparency.
Got it. And quickly, international procurement. Any changes for foreign companies?
Yeah, the thresholds, the value limits for when you have to open it up internationally. They've been raised for construction, goods, services, consulting.
Raised, okay.
Yeah. And importantly, any international procurement now has to consider things like technology transfer, using Indonesian experts, or using domestic goods and services, making sure it benefits Indonesia too.
A balancing act. And you mentioned village procurement gets its own rules.
Exactly. A specific new article says village-level buying will get separate regulations from the head of LKPP. Recognizes their unique situation.
Okay, so wrapping this up. It sounds like these updates mean a more inclusive system, definitely a stronger push for national economic growth, sustainability, more professional officials, and doubling down on digital.
That sums it up pretty well. It's a really multifaceted update.
Which leaves us with a key question for you to think about. As these pretty major regulatory changes roll out, how are they actually going to reshape public procurement in Indonesia? What sort of new opportunities, maybe challenges too, might pop up for businesses big and small, and for the government agencies trying to make it all work? It's definitely a complex picture, something to keep an eye on. Thanks for exploring this deep dive with us.